Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome today. So we're going to be going through a train ride through Canada. So first off, an overview on the different trains that go through Canada. First one is the Rocky Mountaineer. This route goes from Vancouver to Banff or Jasper. There's different itineraries. So some details about it. It's a luxury train experience with glass domed coaches and gourmet meals. And in regards to pricing, it starts at 1,500 Canadian for 2 days, and it's called the Silver Leaf. And there's the Gold Leaf for 2,500 Canadian. The next is the Via Rails, the Canadian. The route is from Toronto to Vancouver, so it's 4 nights, 5 days. It is a classic train experience covering forests, prairies, and mountains. The pricing for this is 500 Canadian for economy and 3,500 Canadian for prestige class sleeper cabins. Next is the Eastern Corridor trains, which the route typically goes from Quebec City, Montreal, Ottawa, and Toronto. It is affordable and frequent trains connecting Canada's cultural hubs. It's on the cheaper side, so it's from 50 to 150 Canadian per trip, depending on the route and the class. So some popular attractions that these trains go through. First off is Banff National Park, and it's in Alberta. It's accessible via the Rocky Mountaineer and via Rails the Canadian. It is Canada's oldest national park, known for its turquoise lakes, majestic mountains, and diverse wildlife. Some popular spots in this location is Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, and Sulphur Mountains, also known as Banff Gondola. Some activities that can be done here are hiking, canoeing, going to a hot spring, and wildlife spotting. Next is Jasper National Park, also located in Alberta and accessible via Rails the Canadian and the Rocky Mountaineer. It's the largest national park in the Canadian Rockies, featuring dramatic peaks, glaciers, and abundant wildlife. Some popular spots here are the Athabasca Falls, Malgine Lake, and the Columbia Icefield. Some activities here are the icefield tours, stargazing, and a scenic drives like the Icefield Parkway. Next is Vancouver, located in British Columbia. It is the starting point for the Rocky Mountaineer and Via Rails the Canadian. It is a vibrant coastal city with a stunning mountain backdrop. Popular spots include the Stanley Park, Granville Island, Capilino Suspension Bridge, and Gastown. Activities include cycling along the seawall, dining at world-class restaurants, and exploring local markets. Next is Quebec City, which is accessible via Rail's Eastern Corridor. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with cobblestone streets, historic architecture, and French charm. Some popular spots include Old Quebec, Montmorency Falls, and the Plains of Abraham. Some activities are guided walking tours, French-inspired dining, and cultural festivals. So, some helpful tips for travelers going by train is choose the right route. First of all, for luxury, opt for the Rocky Mountaineer. For cross country, Via Rails the Canadian offers a classic coast to coast experiences. And for quick trips, Via Rails Eastern Corridor connects cultural hubs. A pro tip is to align your route with seasonal highlights like the fall foliage in the east and summer in the Rockies. Next is plan and book early. Popular train routes like the Canadian and the Rocky Mountaineer fill up months in advance, especially during peak seasons, which are the summer and the fall. So some tips include monitor sales and promotions on Via Rail and Rocky Mountaineer websites. Book at least 6 to 9 months ahead for luxury cabins or scenic seasons. A pro tip is shoulder seasons like spring and late fall often have discounts and fewer crowds. Next is pack smart. So in terms of clothing, dress in layers to adapt to varying temperatures on the train and stops. Bring comfortable shoes for walking excursions at stops. Some essentials include a camera or smartphone for capturing scenic views, a travel pillow, eye masks, earplugs for restful overnight journeys, snacks, a reusable water bottle, and a good book for downtime. A pro tip is to do not forget power banks for devices. Outlets may be limited in economy class. Take advantage of the scenic views. So some tips for this is for luxury trains, book glass domed or observation cars for best views. On Via Rail, sit on the side of the train facing the most scenic landscapes. And a pro tip is to head to the observation car early to grab a spot during peak viewing times. Prepare for overnight journeys. Choose a sleeper cabin for added comfort and privacy. Bring toiletries and a small overnight bag for easy access to essentials. Economy class, pack a blanket and neck pillow for better rest. Pro tip is that Via Rail's Prestige class offers exclusive lounges and concierge services.